Hi kids, this is Mr. E, and welcome back to another episode of the Mr. E Book of the Week. For newcomers, just what is the Mr. E Book of the Week? In short, it's just a book that I like reading and would like to share it with you. Hopefully, the way I present it to you, you'll enjoy it. So once again, the Mr. E Book of the Week. This week, we will be focusing on poetry. One of my favorite writers is Shel Silverstein, and I would like to share a number of poems from the book Where the Sidewalk Ends, the poems and drawings of Shel Silverstein. For sale. One sister for sale, one sister for sale, one crying and spying young sister for sale. I'm really not kidding. So who'll start the bidding? Do I hear $1, a nickel, a penny? Oh, isn't there any? One kid who will buy this old sister for sale. This crying and spying young sister for sale. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor. It cracked the window and blocked the door, with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crust of black burned buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk in crust of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last, the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate. And there, in the garbage she did hate, poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out. The Unicorn. A long time ago, when the earth was green, and there was more kinds of animals than you've ever seen, and they run around free while the world was being born, and the loveliest of all was the unicorn. There was green alligators and long-necked geese. There was humpy-bumpy camels and chimpanzees. There was cats and rats and elephants. But sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. But the Lord seen some sinning, and it caused him pain. He says, "Stand back, I'm gonna make it rain." He says, "Hey, Brother Noah, I'll tell you what you do. Go and build me a floating zoo. And you take 2 alligators and a couple of geese, 2 humpy-bumpy camels and 2 chimpanzees. Take 2 cats and rats and elephants. But sure as you're born, Noah, don't you forget my unicorn." Now Noah was there, and he answered the calling, and he finished up the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he called out as they went through, "Hey Lord, I got your 2 alligators and your couple of geese, your humpy bumpy camels and your 2 chimpanzees. Got your cats and rats and elephants. But Lord, I'm so forlorn, 'cause I just don't see no unicorn." Old Noah looked out through the driving rain, but the unicorns were hiding, playing silly games. They were kicking and splashing in the misty morn. Oh, them silly unicorn. Then the goat started goating, and the snake started snaking. The elephant started elephanting, and the boat started shaking. The mouse started squeaking, and the lion started roaring, and everyone's aboard but the unicorn. I mean the green alligators and the long-necked geese, the humpy bumpy camels and the chimpanzees. Noah cried, "Close the door, 'cause the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for them unicorn." Then the ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide. And the unicorns looked up from the rock and cried. And the water come up and sort of floated them away. That's why you've never seen a unicorn to this day. You'll see a lot of alligators and a whole mess of geese. You'll see humpy bumpy camels and lots of chimpanzees. You'll see cats and rats and elephants. But sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn. Peanut Butter Sandwich. I'll sing you a poem of a silly young king who played with the world at the end of a string, but he only loved one single thing, and that was just a peanut butter sandwich. His scepter and his royal gowns, his regal throne and golden crowns were brown and sticky from the mounds and drippings of each peanut butter sandwich. His subjects all were silly fools, for he had passed a royal rule that all that they could learn in school was how to make a peanut butter sandwich. He would not eat his sovereign steak. He scorned his soup and kingly cake, and told his courtly cook to bake an extra sticky peanut butter sandwich. And then one day he took a bite and started chewing with delight, but found his mouth was stuck quite tight from that last bite of peanut butter sandwich. His brother pulled his sister pride. The wizard pushed his mother cried. My boy's committed suicide from eating his last peanut butter sandwich. The dentist came in the royal dock. The royal plumber banged and knocked, but still those jaws stayed tightly locked. Oh, darn that sticky peanut butter sandwich. The dirtiest man in the world. Oh, I'm Dirty Dan, the world's dirtiest man. I never have taken a shower. I can't see my shirt, it's so covered with dirt, and my ears have enough to grow flowers. But the water is either a little too hot, or else it's a little too cold. I'm musty and dusty and patchy and scratchy, and mangy and covered with mold. But the water is always a little too hot, or else it's a little too cold. I live in a pen with 5 hogs and a hen, and 3 squizzly lizards who creep in my bed, and they itch as I squirm and I twitch in the cruddy old sheets that I sleep in. If you look down my throat with a flashlight, you'd note that my insides are coated with rust. I creak when I walk and I squeak when I talk, and each time I sneeze I blow dust. The thought of a towel and some soap makes me howl, and when people have something to tell me, they don't come and tell it, they stand back and yell it. I think they're afraid they might smell me. The bedbugs that leap on me sing me to sleep, and the garbage flies buzz me awake. They're the best friends I've found, and I fear that they might drown, so I never go too near a lake. Each evening at 9 I sit down to dine with the termites who live in my chair, and I joke with the bats and have intimate chats with the cooties who crawl through my hair. I'd brighten my life if I just found a wife, but I fear that never will be until I find a girl gentle and kind, with a beautiful face and a sensitive mind, who sparkles and twinkles and glistens and shines, and who's almost as dirty as me. The Yippee Yuck. In the swamplands long ago, where the weeds and mud glumps grow, a Yippee Yuck bit on my toe. Exactly why I do not know. I kicked and cried and hollered, oh. The Yippee Yuck would not let go. I whispered to him soft and low. The Yippee Yuck would not let go. I shouted stop, desist, and whoa. The Yippee Yuck would not let go. Yes, that was 16 years ago, and the Yippee Yuck still won't let go. The snow may fall, the winds may blow, the Yippee Yuck will not let go. The snow may melt, the grass may grow, the Yippee Yuck will not let go. I drag him round each place I go, this Yippee Yuck that won't let go. And now, my child, at last you know exactly why I walk so slow. What's in the sack? What's in the sack? What's in the sack? Is it mushrooms or is it the moon? Is it love letters or downy goose feathers? Or maybe the world's most enormous balloon? What's in the sack? That's all they ask me. Could it be popcorn or marbles or books? Is it 2 years' worth of your dirty laundry? Or the biggest old meatball that's ever been cooked? Does anyone ask me, hey, when is your birthday? Can you play Monopoly? Do you like beans? What is the capital of Yugoslavia? Or who embroidered that rose on your jeans? No. What's in the sack? That's all they care about. Is it a rock or a rolled up giraffe? Is it pickles or nickels or busted bicycles? And if we guess it, will you give us half? Do they ask where I've been or how long I'll be staying? Where I'll be going or when I'll be back? Or how do? Or what's new? Or hey, why are you blue? No. All they keep asking is, what's in the sack? What's in the sack? I'm blowing my stack at the next one who asks me, what's in the sack? What? Oh no, not you too!